the last time here today as we kick off game number 2 at PNC 2023. See exactly how this one's going to shape up. Everything's so kind of different, but kind of the same on Miramar, man. Like, it's like we saw it in that last game. It still felt like the essence of Miramar is still here.
Absolutely. I mean, moving from hill to hill, from dip to dip, trying to play the terrain to the best of your ability. It's a real test on Miramar, more so than any other map in PUBG, in my opinion. And we'll see if Brazil can, come out banging the same way they did in game number 1. That was so many kills, so many points on the board. They navigated that treacherous terrain perfectly, and they made the other teams punish for every single rotation. And now, look at this playing path, Paper Thin, all the way from the north down to the southeast.
Paper Sin, I like that.
Yeah, man, I've been struggling to say your name today. I have no idea why.
The devil horns.
The first time I was trying to combine like Clinton and Paper Thin somehow, and it just sounded like I had a speech impediment.
Yeah,
it was
you
awful.
Probably haven't called me Paper Thin in like 2 years. You're like, just keep calling me Clinton.
Yeah.
All right, this playing path also not the best for Miramar. A little bit shifted over to the east, heading towards Puerto Paraiso. And I'm watching, I guess, the Vietnam-Turkey situation. It looks like it's the same. To be honest, they're right on top of each other on the minimap, so I suspect we've got round 2. Ding the bell. Let's go.
Got Loki already here, trying to find some damage onto a player from Thailand. Unable to get it, though, very early with these quick drops to try and find a shot on an angle like that one. And, okay, here we go. It's a hot drop again, Paper Thin. Turkey and Vietnam coming in here hot.
Oh, this one's even spicier than the last go-around. Turkey trying to play a little bit of defense. Vietnam surrounding, swarming, trying to see if they can finish the job a little bit quicker, potentially. Southern Circle touching the tip of Partona. Himas with that mutant. Very good gun right now in the meta. Don't count out the mutant in a DBS. I mean, this combo, not bad at all in this situation.
Oh, yeah, especially when players are even struggling to find body armor. It's a lot of potential for damage here. I'm loving the loadout here for Vietnam. Way more than what I'm seeing from Turkey.
And look at
we got a Car 90 on. We have an M249 here for Schofield. That's very good, but it feels like basically the rest of the crew has DMRs or SRs, which is basically the worst case scenario in a close quarters fight like this one. Whereas Vietnam, they've got a barrel, they've got an AK, they've got an M4. Clory's now going onto the high ground with a Car 98.
And that kind of means that M249 has to be the difference maker.
Yeah.
For Turkey, because they're boxed in. Now there is Argentina, who is once again maybe going to have a say in how this all goes. You can see Ale way on the outside. Laza, great shot, finds the headshot onto the lurking Clories, takes him down.
With an Ironside SLR, fantastic angle there. He's had the soul read. He knew that Clories would be rotating around that outside. But here we go, the DBS is popping off. Schofield already going down. Himas with a little bit of pre-fire, but takes a lot of damage jumping past that window.
Well, the knock on the Clories forces the issue for Vietnam. They have to take this fight now, try to finish the job. Duck2's on the angle, gets knocked by Ale from afar. The Mad as well, trying to see what he can do. Vietnam's high sack, he wants the points, he wants the kill, and it is going to be Vietnam that is going to come out ahead, but it looks like they're going to lose Duck2's to the cause.
Yeah, 2 knocks already as there's a little bit of third-party action right there on that early skirmish. We'll see if Argentina decides they want to push the issue or not. But Vietnam and Turkey popping off very early here. It seems like Clories will finally be able to come to safety, and I'm really watching that mini-map, waiting for Argentina to start to close in.
You really hit the nail on that at the beginning of this fight, State. It really was just a gun difference, to be frank. I mean, Turkey, yeah, the position maybe not as good either, but it's impressive you get that knock on the Clories, but then you don't have a lot to back the rest of that fight up except that M249, really.
Ooh, Panzerfaust, very early here for Snakers, and an MK12, fun loadout.
He's putting it in the car, of course. You guys should know if you've been playing the game, again, if you've been away from the esports or the game for a little while, you can put equipment in the cars as well, so that's why you're seeing him grab that Panzerfaust, shuffle it into the car. Translucent, though, he's running to Longsker. Longsker, finally able to find the hip fire shots.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked that he made the hip fires work there. That was insane. Able to take down Translucent as Translucent was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Longsker just waiting for him. That's one of the worst players to run into like that, I gotta say. And the fact that he was able to hip fire him down.
Is there nobody in that car? Is it ghost riding?
Oh, here we go.
Yes, finally. We didn't get to see it in game 1. I thought, well, the team that you would expect to maybe be using the emergency pickups is possibly Thailand. Theraton 5 was notorious for doing that at PGS2. using those pickups. But Brazil, obviously in Campo Militar, so a long way to go.
Yeah,
And
smart call.
Yep, exactly. I love doing that.
I want to say also, it just looks like so much fun. I mean, just imagine actually being that character, just strapped
Whee!
in. Would be a blast.
I mean, is that a real thing in real life? Do people do that?
I don't know. Maybe in an extreme rescue situation. I've no clue.
Yeah. I think it sounds like something that would snap your neck when it picks you up.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Who cares? This is a video game. Exactly.
All right, so South Korea rotating in. They're all the way up to the top left. Cobreria have to rotate a long way in to get to this circle. Luckily for them, not too many teams on the road into the circle. And it looks like we have an interview ready.
사실 이름을 지을 때도 국가대항전을 생각하고 지었는데 아무래도 또 이번에 서울에서 열리는 거를 또 한국의 이름을 달고 하니까 굉장히 좀 감회가 새롭네요. 아무래도 국가대항전인 만큼 성적에 연연하기보다는 그냥 같이 대회장에 오셔서 아니면 집에서 저희도 즐길 테니 같이 좀 즐겨주시면서 열심히 응원해 주셨으면 감사하겠습니다.
And Seoul there, kind of hinting at, what we all were thinking about is that playing in the city that is his namesake, in his home country, in front of the home crowd, wanting to win a PNC title there, get his first international title. Obviously, Donawa able to dominate PWS this year, but they haven't been able. They've been so close so many times to winning international events. Can this be their first one? Tickleton here, crossing paths. Honey Badger watching the Brazil parachuters. So it looks like Brazil will be able to get down safely, but does the UK have something to say about it?
Yeah, it looks like UK is actually hunting them right now with T-Bone coming in from that angle. Honey Badger as well. Just trying to find a really good spot to see if they can find something to work with here against Team Brazil. Brazil, of course, the top dog right now with 22 points on the board. If the UK could, clean them up, get a lot of frags.
And this is pretty interesting, the way that Brazil is attacking this circle state. They went really early on that emergency pickup. You don't need to do it that early. You can sit through a blue or two. That's not a big deal. So a lot of teams like to wait for the phase 2 to see where it goes. They opted to go early and aggressive towards the coast. They're way south.
That's an interesting choice, and I wonder how much of that is them just trying to get in before it gets too clustered in terms of population density down on that south side, and how much of it is just them really wanting to frag out again in this game. Because, of course, the earlier you get into a circle in a position like the south where Brazil is right now, the earlier you set yourself into opportunities to actually rack up a lot of kills.
Right. I like to play from the south to north on Miramar in this part of the map because it's all uphill. And so even though high ground is nice, you are afforded a lot of cover, a lot of ability to make mistakes, find angles, to reposition. And you can see here exactly, LFP01 is able to kind of stretch out a little bit, find some information. Australia did rotate in just to the west of them. But it looks like for now, Australia has settled up shop. Meanwhile, Germany doing Germany things. This will be the MO for them, folks. They will sit on the edge of the circle. In fact, one of their players is even on the Chicken Wing Island. This is them in a nutshell. I told you, these guys play so fun, so interestingly. They're so fun to watch. I had a blast watching them get second at PGS1. So this should be a really enjoyable tournament to watch this Germany squad.
I mean, of all maps, Miramar is probably one of the best ones to play Edge because usually the pickings are very good, being able to catch people on the rotation into the circle or just out of it into a better position. And we'll see how that plays out for Germany now with Anonix and the Seoul Korea crew rolling in. They drove all the way up from El Pozo, that northwestern side of the map without too much difficulty.
Do you think I could get a Daehan Minguk chant started if I...
From here?
Yeah, you think I can do it?
Maybe on day 3.
Okay, we'll see. I'll save it. In case people don't know, there's like a really famous chant they do here for national events in Korea, where Daehan Minguk is literally Republic of Korea.
Yeah.
And then they clap every after it. So anyway, a fight breaking out, and once again, Chinese Taipei playing a little defense and playing it well. Finna just not enjoying that moment.
Yeah, with a 2-2 split even. Chinese Taipei not going to shy away from defending this position here, even though they might be outgunned. So, Saber with a nice angle there was able to spot out Finna.
I mean, the good news here for Chinese Taipei is no one else is really interested in this, even though it's a 2-2 split. And, you know, for now, Canada not going to over-aggress unless unless they find a knock. So Savior, though, going to use these smokes to get back into the firehouse compound. And Leo going to move the vehicle to safety, wants to keep these tires a little bit more fresh if possible. Already lost one on their Bronco, so they need to kind of hightail it out of there. Second circle will give us what location? That took longer than I expected. Los Leones over to the east.
A pretty fair circle, all things considered. Los Leones and a little bit south of it. So Chinese Taipei going to be very happy with this one, given their split, and actually can see Canada retreating a little bit there on the map.
What are they doing?
Oh, who is fighting this?
Well, no, but look, they didn't all go on it.
Oh, huh.
I wonder if that's intentional or a mistake, if they're hedging their bets.
Yeah, I wonder. It's not often you see a 2-2 split with an emergency pickup like that one.
I am genuinely curious about what this is, because it's H1 and Snaker, so these guys aren't on the same team. Kickstart, as everybody knows, has come over to the Sonics now. Replaced Mime on the Sonics, so USA Team Sonics and Snakers. But this is quite interesting. I'm very curious about what they're going to do.
We'll see how it plays out for them. Heaven actually finding a really nice angle, gets a ton of damage on Puchil to start things out, but cannot get the finishing blow, and finally Soul comes in with a headshot there on the M4. That's going to be Puchil's going down on the rotation, so Thailand, one player down. Korea have revealed their position, but luckily for them, not too many teams in position to really actually hammer them for this. So Korea is going to pick up a point and then work their way into the circle a little bit more secure.
And now here's things will get tricky for Team USA, man. Like, they opted for this, I don't know what, they went way to the resort. Okay, so they're going to try to at least guarantee that they have two on the resort. They're going to try to drive these other two there. Germany, maybe Brazil having something to say about it, we'll see. As Kickstart and Shrimzy, newly minted teammates, trying to see what they can do. Tanadol looking for revenge against Korea, but that is a long distance to be shooting. Korea going to have to be content playing edge for now.
Oh, Kickstart coming right on to Vinny here. Let's see if they actually decide to engage. Seems like both going to shy away from this one for now. Kickstart more focused on joining up with his teammates than anything else in this position. I suppose Brazil with a 2-2 split, they really don't want to hedge their bets too much on an engagement there.
I agree. They can't really afford to take a fight. So this is going to pay off for the United States. They're able to use those first two players to scout and then rotate to get to them. So that's a bit risky, I would say, but you know what? It paid off, and look, there's only 18 games in this event. I think you're going to have to take risks potentially to win it.
Yeah, and it worked as well as it possibly could have. That was a lot of territory to traverse for Kickstart H-Win, but they were able to do it without too much trouble at all. Now holding on to the resort. As you said, it's oftentimes easier. Oh, wow, seeing some tricks right here from the Australian fellas. That card has a nice flip, but for the Americans, working out of resort, going to be a really nice position going south and north in a circle like this one.
I agree. I really like what Team USA did here. Again, that brilliant shot calling from H-Win once again. Here we go, big fight right now. Grenade out, but it's short. Show trying to watch the angle. He's got one.
Oh.
The drive-by Show isn't able to find another. Crazy there to back him up. Traded by Luke 12. Only Luke 12 alive for Australia. Cannot find that spray. That would have been huge if he could have shut down the rotating Akesleft. Instead, Akesleft is going to come in and finish the job.
Man, Akesleft coming up as a hero here. Just saving the day against Team Australia. We'll see as the res is coming in. You can see LFP1 on the minimap is going to try and get a bird's eye view on this fight, but luckily for Team China, they're all under the hardcover of this building as the circle works its way to the northwest. And man, what a clutch performance from Akesleft right there, really saving the back of his team.
Yeah, the timing really, really good there, as you would expect from one of the best in the world. He has the game senses of a god. He comes through big for Team China, and they're able to get back up to full strength. Germany going a little bit center. They have to. The circle hard shifted up to the west, so they have to find a different angle. Now Show even has scooped up an MG3 out of a crate, so that's a huge pickup. That gun, by the way, devastating. If you're able to really get it, get a few bullets out of it. Takes a little while to wind up. Once it gets there, it is nuts.
Hope to see some of that used in action here as Brazil Sparking going to rotate in right into that tree. I think he probably had his map open or something like that.
Yeah.
Coming down this hill as Brazil's going to consolidate after this 2-2 split. Luckily for them, LFP1 and Haven already kind of have a beachhead, and in the southwestern side of this circle. And now Team Denmark rotating through Los Leones. They are the only team in this area, so should be safe passage for them into the northeast.
It's pretty interesting. They have a lot of space up there on the edge of Los Leones. Like,
yeah.
Nobody's really up there except kind of Vietnam, so Denmark could take their time, frankly.
And Denmark, of course, they don't know that exactly just yet, so they got to play it a little bit close to the vest as Sandstorm coming in, catching a significant portion of the circle. So this is going to eat through some of this utility these players have. Got to pop some boosts.
Yeah, the blue zone bag doesn't help you against this either.
No.
But again, it's like, it's not really not that bad. It does, I guess I'd call it an energy drink's worth of damage. Maybe a little bit more than that.
A little bit more.
Sure. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's, as you said, it's not.
It's like a bandage and an energy drink. Yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. It's just annoying more than anything because you're like, I can't see anything for a little while. And it slows you down, too. You can't move as fast in it. So it's kind of annoying in that aspect.
Yeah, but luckily for basically every team that was caught up in it, they were already holed up into a nice defensive position. So not too much opportunity lost as we see Brazil on the minimap actually rotating quite a bit, setting up another split. Meanwhile, USA is going to start working their way into the circle. I love how I'm calling this for Brazil when USA is on screen and I switch to USA and Brazil comes on screen.
The observers are like just a step behind you or ahead of you. I'm not sure which it is.
We just got it flipped.
Yeah. Your brain waves aren't quite in sync yet. We're working on it.
It's day one. We'll get there.
Day one, we'll get there. USA, though, man, I'm a little bit sad for the USA because I loved that emergency pickup rotation they tried, but is it going to really matter? Because they're going to have to fight for this, and Canada has a pretty darn good angle down on top of them. Keenan going to let loose with the grenade, knowing that America doesn't have much choice but try to drive into this. Now, the grenade just a bit preemptive from Keenan. The rest of Canada right there behind him. Finna now driving back in the direction to support his team. He had flanked out early to control a warehouse across the street. Going to have to reinforce here against this dangerous USA squad.
Yeah, USA's going to try and push. Trimsy luckily able to pull back from that one as Shinboy had a really nice angle on him. Meanwhile, China and Germany going toe for toe right now. On the other side of the circle, looks like Micah did get taken out. Ko-Oh should be able to safely res him from this angle. It seems like no other team has an angle on that one, but the vehicles here for Germany are just in complete disarray. It's going to be very hard for them to maneuver from this position.
The mortars are being settled out. They're being angled. The math is being done. The square roots are being calculated. See if China can find some damage.
Take out your handy dandy calculator.
No, they abandoned it. They're just setting it up preemptively. I think they're going to maybe use that to clear space. I suspect that is to clear the fields.
Oh, wow. Canada behind all of this. I thought we were going to see a head-to-head battle between the USA and Canada, but Canada actually able to skirt disaster and just move to the north and reconsolidate at that warehouse, the beachhead that was set up earlier by that 1-3 split. Now into the circle, and that kind of makes the situation a little bit more difficult for the USA. You know, if USA actually had won that fight, then suddenly they have some breathing room to get into the circle, but now they're going to have to push into a more entrenched position in the circle where every compound is either held by Canada, by Vietnam, or by Chinese Taipei, and that's a really tough roll of the dice.
And this is kind of an interesting gamble here from Canada because they might have overthought this a little bit. There's still one team in the mix that they maybe didn't expect, and that's the UK. Meanwhile, Denmark has Japan in front of them. Japan had a good first game, I'd say. I'd qualify that as a pretty decent first game for Japan. They had some good fights. Kane was not afraid. He was taking, opportunities to find flanks, get some kills. Run, AX just swats Gustav down. There's a grenade in hand, I think, as well. Yeah, from Gustav. He was dead no matter what. Klib trying to punish Run AX, but not able to find the mark on those grenades.
And what a fantastic 1-3 split there from Japan. Denmark was trying to just peer through on all three players for Japan down there in that trench, not knowing that Runox actually had the perfect angle, and Finna with a great trigger finger. Able to take down Himas right there with a headshot as he drove by. Vietnam bleeding out right now. Even more shots coming in from the hill, as I believe Chinese Taipei is getting into the mix.
And now, look at this. This is what I was talking about earlier. Canada trying to drag USA into a bad situation like you were alluding to, but they might get paid the price. But Bard right in the middle of a BZ grenade. He is in trouble. But H-Win found the knock on to Keenan. Vard able to just barely heal through it. The molly didn't connect. The grenade bounces on the box and bounces over. T-Bone trying to do what he can. H-Win stuck in the blue.
Yeah, but
has to go for a heal.
Yeah, but USA, they have to cross that road right now. There's no cover. They're still in the blue, so they're going to be pushing the position there on Team Canada. Shinboy with some nice defense, able to get a knock right there. America's up against the ropes. It's just Snickers, and he finally gets cleaned up. Canada getting all these kills as they're able to hold down this position, and the UK didn't have much to show for it.
And that was a brilliant blue zone grenade from Team Canada to keep the UK at bay, to allow this fight to just be them versus USA. Now they're trying to lick their wounds. Fex trying to take advantage of this timing. Can he find any more damage? Doesn't spot anybody really. Smokes out behind him. And that gives him a moment for pause to see if Brazil is going to try to aggress onto their flank.
And the fact that Canada was able to fully get their reses up and the heals coming in here before Fex could actually find some damage here, as that spray was good for some body shots. Nade coming in, not able to get the knock there. The Canadian players just barely eluding, and now UK on their flank have Brazil to contend with.
In fact,
This blue zone.
yeah, that doesn't feel good. Does not feel good. Canada trying to load up and move out. Pure Boy now gets clipped. This protracted fight with Denmark is still going the way of Team Japan. Kane now going to get involved. Has the knock onto Kino. Denmark struggling here. Only one on their feet, and it's Beanie and forget it. Team Japan does a great job boxing out Denmark.
And Kane, so far today with the DMRs, has been coming through in the clutch here for Team Japan. A big part of why they're ranking in the top 3 right now here, partway through. Map number 2 is now Vinny. Gets a jump right there on Heisaki. Vietnamese player going down, as Brazil is going to try and find their way into the circle. Luckily, they do have a crate for hardcover and some loot right there on the edge.
Taipei just making everybody's lives difficult on this eastern edge. Just able to kind of turret from their position. Brazil, marvelous patience here in this game state. They're doing a really good job just finding their moments to kind of pick and prod and kind of dissect the teams around them.
Yeah, Canada finally getting eliminated there from that warehouse. Chinese Taipei and the UK just a little bit too tough as neighbors to deal with. And now for the UK, it's going to be lights out as they get eliminated. Chinese Taipei and Brazil just absolutely cornering everyone near that warehouse. No survivors.
Feels like they've got a monopoly on the east side right now between the two of them. Saman going to go down to Savior, the IGL for India. In a bit of trouble. Unforgiven trying to do what he can, but this Taipei position, dude.
It's so good.
Yeah.
They just have the high ground on, it feels like basically everybody on the eastern side. India is taking a lot of damage. Canada and the UK were absolutely devastated by those DMRs. Now Nade's coming in on what I think is the last surviving player here for Vietnam. It's going to be Clories. That frag not good enough. But actually Chinese Taipei again coming through on this. As Brazil, they want to clean up the Vietnamese team. Eventually they are going to be able to do it, but I mean, they might pay the price here with Chinese Taipei. Leo just having a fantastic angle on this side as well.
And now China with a 1-3 split trying to punish this Brazil knock, knowing that the timing here, if they can get there, they might be able to do some damage and claim this position for themselves. Germany across the way, also kind of watching and seeing how this one's going to shake out. Aikslef trying to push as much space as he can. Nurens does find Run AX. It's actually an Onyx from Korea. They've been sitting quietly out in this western edge, and now might be their opportunity. Kane with the M249, not able to connect. Tanadol going to be able to back him off.
Fight continuing on now between Japan and Thailand as the nades come through, and actually Seoul comes through to hit Kane as Korea just continuing to create problems for all these players on the edge, holding onto that compound for as long as possible. They're not going to pop some smokes and try and go for the clutch res onto Kane. As Thailand also bleeding out, a lot of knocks on them as well. And now finally China, Aikslef and Show, making the run of their lives through this field, through Chinese Taipei, through the crossfire of Korea. Longscrew will get taken out for it, but 2 players do survive.
Yeah, it is going to be Rexco for Germany, who's going to claim that point from Longskirt. Korea taking their time on that southwestern edge.
20 HP on Crazy.
Oh my,
One
no
bullet.
way. No way, he got there, he did it. That's amazing. Seoul just not able to find the spray in time, and that's a huge sigh of relief. Oh, never mind, forget it, and Onyx, he's coming in, he's striking from the roof.
And Onyx with a TMR angle is now Korea's going to pounce on this position. Seoul wants a clutch nade right now. If it's good, it can get 2 or maybe even 3, and it seems to be right on the money. But the car shielding a little bit from the damage there. Second nade, we'll see if it's good. The car blows up, almost knocks over Crazy. Got to be careful with those collisions.
And Korea's fighting 3 teams at once right now. And now Argentina comes in. They sweep through, take out Japan. China on their last leg. Show bleeding out so quickly. Crazy there as well. Not much he can do. Chinese Taipei continues their overwatch of this circle, just doing damage to everybody. Brazil has been eliminated in 7th, but still another strong game from them. 5 kills and a placement point. They are not going to be disappointed with that.
And Chinese Taipei is just racking up so much damage on that plateau. They're just abusing the high ground to the best of their ability right now because they know the next circle is not going to be kind to them. As a nade from LA comes in, that's Nuren's going down there for Team Thailand. Thailand now down to 2 players. As Danadol is going to try and find a dip. He gets knocked by Heaven, though. There's so much bloodshed here.
Ooh, poor Danadol there, mid-air knocked. And Onyx going to be the one to scoop up that point for Korea. Grenades now continue to rain. Rossiter Jr. getting cooked like the rotisserie that he is. I couldn't resist.
The Molotov just shy of him right now. He is able to pop the first aid kit, so he's back up to 75% HP in the circle, centering all the way down here into the southwest. So Chinese Taipei, finally they're going to get flushed out of an unbelievable position that has leveraged so many kills, so much damage on the board for them. They're going to have to go into the Dragon's Nest, and I guarantee that every single team in the lobby is very aware of Chinese Taipei's position. They've been the thorn in the side of everyone, and these teams would love to get some payback as they rotate in.
Look at that, even Heaven taking some damage, has to prone down. It's certainly everybody's angry at Chinese Taipei. 10 kills, already a double-digit affair for them, no matter how this shakes out. But I look at this circle, I look at this map state, and could this be Team Korea's first chicken dinner at PNC ever in their history?
It's looking that way.
Soul did damage to an Onyx so well. Rossiter Jr. here with the prone, of course, you take a little bit less damage from those grenades, so able to survive, live for another day.
Yeah, that nade also just a little bit short right there on him. But Korea just in a commanding position here on the western side of this circle, and they should have a good position in the next circle as well, unless they get flushed out by this one. And Chinese Taipei, finally, the blue is closing in. They got to make a run for it.
You got to hope that this is going to be a brawl between Argentina and Chinese Taipei if you're a Korea fan, and indeed it kind of is, but it's actually Seoul who's going to find one, and finally Pongsker able to get it under control at the barrel, finds another. Now Anonic springing into action, uses the opportunity there to take down Rossiter Jr. with Heaven. Leo under pressure from Germany in this shack. Seoul here trying to take some space, trying to find some damage. It is absolute madness. Chinese Taipei out.
What a great affair for them, though. 11 points in total as they definitely made that position, paid dividends for the duration of this game. But now finally the top 4. We have 1 man up for Germany, 1 for Argentina, 1 for China, and a full 4-man squad for Team Korea. And I got to say, Paperthin, I think you might be right. This might be their time to shine. And Onyx coming onto the right side. He wants to find the angle here on Ake's left.
He knows, he saw him. He is going to try to push for it, and with a little help from some friends, they are going to clean out Team China. 2 players remain, 2 teams remain. Let's see if any damage can be done here. Micah trying to get in, but he's stopped short instantly by Anonix. Rybox out in the open now. He gets 1. Can he find any more? No! It is going to be the chicken dinner for South Korea, finding their first ever in front of the home crowd here in Seoul. What a performance, 12 kills. And you can see a huge, huge celebration from Anonix, knowing the importance of that moment.
What a momentum building moment here for Team Korea, finally picking up their first win, and it's here in the home soil. And I gotta say, Paperthin, I could feel this stadium shaking. The fans absolutely loved every minute of that. They know about Korea's struggles in the PUBG Nations Cup, the history, and all of the pressure on this team right now, and completely contrary to Team Brazil, who exploded with excitement. For Team Korea, it felt like a weight lifted from their shoulders when we got a shot of them there on camera, as finally